And they say that imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
Flattery, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Now, Dad used to say that he wasn't afraid of people copying his style of puppet films because making them was so bloody hard.
Yeah, sure.
Now, of course, that doesn't mean that there weren't quite a few people who tried along the way. Roberta Lee's Space Patrol, obviously, which was produced with Arthur Provis, Dad's ex-business partner, when they parted around the beginning of Four Feather Falls, and Arthur went off to work with Roberta. And that was released around the same time as FAB XL5, and it shares, as well, if you've seen it, you'll know, quite a few similarities with the authentic Anderson series.
Okay, yeah.
They feel quite similar. A South African series from the 1980s called Interstir, which was never translated into English, but some episodes are on YouTube with English subtitles, so you can give that one a go.
Right.
But one show which did imitate his work, that he was very much aware of, was something called Starfleet.
Ah, right.
Now, do you know anything about Starfleet?
Well, I think I've certainly heard the name bandied around amongst certain circles, yes.
We're going to bandy it around a bit more here.
Yeah, go on.
Let me tell you a little bit about Starfleet. Well, it was produced in Japan in 1980 as X-Bomber, but it didn't get translated and broadcast in the UK until 1982. Mm-hmm. Starfleet is probably best described as a sort of anime version of Star Wars, made with Super Mario Nation style puppets instead of 2D animation. One notable difference was that the entire series of 24 episodes was a serial story, more in the style of modern TV than the self-contained episodic style favoured by Lou Grade in order to ease the process of syndication, because obviously then you have to show it in order if it's a serial.
Yeah.
Dad was interviewed for a 2008 documentary about Starfleet, and he complimented the rod puppetry technique that they used. Louis Ellman, I think it's Louis rather than Lewis, who supervised the UK dub, pointed out what Gerry Anderson fans will already have noticed, that Starfleet was coming out at the same time as Terrorhawks was being made.
Yes.
So Dad might have been concerned about it being competition.
Yes.
However, by the time that Terrorhawks was on the air, all the puppets and sets from Starfleet had been destroyed in an accidental warehouse fire. It was accidental.
Hang on.
Yes, come on. Yeah, there's no arson going on here, sir.
No, right, fair enough.
But Starfleet is often mistaken for an Anderson production, particularly because of Denise Breyer's voice as the lead villain, Commander Makara.
Really?
But if you pull out the DVDs, you'll find it's very different from any Anderson show. It's kind of different style, different speed. The special effects aren't anywhere near as good, I humbly say, but because I think they shot everything at normal speed. They didn't overcrank the cameras to get that kind of weighty stuff going on. But we'd love to know what you think. Are you a Starfleet fan? Or does it not compare with the likes of Terrorhawks? Well, you can hear my thoughts on an archive episode of the Benji and Nick Show.
So I remember that.
Search for Benji and Nick Show Terrorhawks, or Starfleet even, you'll find it there, I think.
Okay. Wow. Interesting. I mean, we consider, don't we, that Gerry Anderson was the originator of Super Mario Nation style puppetry. Don't really consider that, of course, anyone could have done it, really, couldn't they? I mean, I know they had the sort of technical issues to overcome, but there was nothing to stop any other production company doing something similar, was there? No. It's a wonder, in a way, that more of them didn't do it.
Well, I think it's because it was so tricky and so expensive to make it look good. Yeah. And, Roberta and Arthur's Space Patrol has got a charm of its own, but it pales into comparison in terms of the technical achievement, I think, of FAB XL5. And the only other time we really saw it in modern days, certainly while Dad was alive, was Team America. Which was not done out of a sort of, what a lovely style to replicate. They just wanted to make it as ridiculous as possible. Whatever people think, as far as Stone and Parker were concerned, it really wasn't a homage to Anderson things. It was just, hey, this thing's really weird, we should make it like that.
That's right.
So it's a real rarity to see it mimicked, but Starfleet's got a charm of its own. But have you seen it, Postrons? Let us know through all the usual channels that Richard has already previously mentioned in this podcast.
There we are. Now, are we aware of any of his sort of live action shows or any other shows that were maybe slightly copied elsewhere? I mean, is there a sort of, I don't know, a Japanese version of Space 1999, or that's just different enough? No, I suppose not. No, that's
they just took the dubbed version. I mean, there are a few things that feel like they have their roots in an Anderson show. I mean, I suppose even something like Octonauts, the CBeebies show, is a bit like kind of Thunderbirds meet Stingray underwater with kind of animals. So there are lots of things around that I'm sure have at least taken inspiration, if not a little bit more, from a Gerry Anderson show. But Starfleet's one of the few that gets mistaken for it.